Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, episode 124. I'm your host, Jacob Ayers, and you are listening to Fringe Famous Friday Fundamentals. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. I'm so glad you're here, but more importantly, your future self is so glad you are putting in the time and investing in yourself and listening to podcasts and reading books like I know you are. So congrats to you on taking action. You're some of the very few action takers out there. So for that, give yourself a pat on the back. Well, hey, I want to thank you, the audience members, for taking the time to go and leave ratings and reviews on all of your favorite platforms. Your words of encouragement, feedback, constructive criticism, everything means so much, so thank you for taking the time to do that. Well, if you haven't yet left a rating and review, yes, I know you're busy, I know you're out driving right now, or running, or doing chores, or exercising, so not right this minute, but when you get the chance, go and leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening on, would you please? It would mean so much to the show, and I would greatly appreciate it. And when you do, let me know. I've got something I'd like to send you for absolutely free. Well, with that, let's jump into this week's Friday Fundamental. This week's Friday Fundamental is busy versus productive. We all know that one person who seems to operate on another level. Let's say this person is a mom with 2 kids who owns a small business in town, volunteers at her kids' school, and just published her own new cookbook. Or perhaps this person is a father, husband, and real estate investor who hosts a podcast, manages 30 rental properties, and attends at least one networking event every week. How do these people find the time to maintain such a busy schedule? After all, they have the same 24 hours in the day as the rest of us. Well, this leads us to talk about the difference between busy and productive. Now, I still work in a corporate environment, and some of the most common small talk goes like this. Hi, Frank, how are you? Oh, I'm great, just staying busy. Or, hi, Susan, how have you been? How was your weekend? Oh, so busy, I didn't even get the chance to do all of the things I wanted. Well, I think we as a society confuse busy with being productive. Busy just simply means you're filling all of the hours in your day with something. That something isn't necessarily the right thing, though. Whereas productive means you're doing all of the things you need, but not necessarily taking up all the time in the day. So are you busy or are you productive? It's a good question to ask yourself, and kind of one that might be a little harder to answer, but in order to do so, it requires you to audit your time. So look at what you do on a day-to-day basis or even a week-to-week basis and ask yourself, is what I'm doing today or now or this week putting me closer towards my goals? More importantly, does it fulfill me and bring me happiness and joy? If the answer is yes, then do more of that. If the answer is no, try to cut that out. Now, sure, not every activity you do is going to put you closer to your goals, like maybe watching that movie on Friday nights, or going to the sporting event, or whatever that may be. That's okay. Your life doesn't have to be a constant action of productivity, although sometimes I get caught up in that mindset, but rather just keep in mind that every day and every week, take a step and another step and another step towards the direction you want your life to be in. Many people get caught up in the busy mentality and confuse it with being productive. A person that confuses busy and productive might wake up first thing in the morning, check emails, eat breakfast on the go to the office, spend all day doing tasks that don't necessarily put them towards their goals, and finish the day drained and unproductive and have yet to do anything that they actually needed to. Now, I've had days like this personally, and I'm sure you have too, and at the end of the day, you just think, where did my time go? What did I get accomplished today? Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, but yet sometimes it's just one of those things that happens. It seems like the day gets away from you. Well, I found that starting my morning on my terms, doing the things I want, really sets the tone for the day. This is kind of inspired by Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning book. If you haven't picked that book up yet, go do so. I highly recommend it. It will change your life. It will change the way you go about your day, and most importantly, it will change the results of your day. What the Miracle Morning is essentially you wake up early and get your day started on your own terms. Doing things like exercising, reading, taking a little bit of silence, journaling or scribing, and doing visualization and affirmation exercises. I found that these really help me get my day started and most importantly prioritize what I'm going to accomplish that day. Now, if you have one of these days where you stumble and slip up and the day just gets away from you and at the end of the day you realize you really haven't accomplished much, don't beat yourself up over it. Realize that tomorrow is a new day. You can start fresh and tackle that day how you want. So I recommend you to take a little audit of your time and figure out where you're best using your time at and do more of that, and then pull back on some of those tasks that aren't furthering you towards your goals. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. I really hope you're getting value from this podcast. If you like what you've heard, please go over and leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening on. For more information and resources, and to connect with me, visit www.jacobayers.com. So with that, go out and engineer the lifestyle you've always wanted.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.